Let's talk about immigration, particularly illegal immigration in this country. This is not a new issue. It's not a new Republican issue. It's not a new Democrat issue. It's not a new American issue. It's been going on since I was a child. I knew people in elementary school, which was a long time ago, started almost 60 years ago, who came in from Latin America or Mexico every year because I lived in a rural area where there were farms and there were mushroom farms and there were, orchards and places that needed the labor seasonally. And you would see these kids in school for part of the year and then they would disappear and then you would see them again next year. So this is not something that just happened. So the cult of personality out there that wants to blame a particular president in the recent past, it's just crap. So why has this been allowed to go on so long? For my entire life, through Republican administration, Democrat administration, it continues on. And all these people who are so intelligent that we vote for and put into power to take care of issues haven't been able to solve it. I know for a fact in over 6 decades, maybe longer, but I think it's a post World War II issue primarily. They can't do it. Why do we keep electing these people? They can't get anything done. It's insane. First, I'll say this about immigration. We drew the lines, human beings. If you're a religious person, if you believe in a God, God didn't draw any lines. We drew the lines. We drew the lines around this piece of territory that we, the Americans, were going to control. And it turns out we did a pretty good job of being successful so that other people wanted to come here. And then there are horrible things that go on in other parts of the world, and people flee that. And people come here because of economic, what's the word I'm looking for? Economic issues, and try to support their family better. And if you're living in Central America on a few dollars a day and you've got a family and your children are starving and blah, 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 and there's no opportunity there, you almost have a moral obligation to your loved ones to try to go someplace and find work that will sustain your family. So I don't fault these people for that. The people that I really have an issue with immigration is our government and not developing a better system to bring guest workers into our country legally who can have a type of guest worker passport that allows them to come into the country and work and go back to their own country with pay their taxes and everything for the work they do here, but it works so that it works for us and it works for them. Because make no mistake about this, we need these people in our country. Think about this. I'll dovetail the immigration piece with Social Security. We need these 10, 11, 12 million people, however many it is, if they're here working, we need them registered. We need them paying their fair share of the taxes just like the rest of us, because Social Security was built on, I'll say it, it's basically a Ponzi scheme. You need a certain number of new numbers of people coming into the system to support the people who are already in the system, and we don't have those numbers. But if you've really got 11 or 12 million people here, a certain big chunk of them who work, then they need to be subject to all the same taxes as American citizens who are working. They need to pay in the Social Security Fund. They need to pay all their other taxes. This large number of millions of workers can help to sustain that system, along with continuing to do the good things that they do to help our economy, to help bring food to our tables, to help with manufacturing, to help with all the other occupations that they tend to be involved with in the United States. So let's get rid of the bad guys. Definitely ship them back home. But the other people, I ask you, how difficult is this? We set a policy. We pass a law. We give everybody who's in this country illegally 1 year, 365 days to register. They'll get a green card. They'll be able to work. They'll have a fine that they have to pay. And after 5 years, a path to citizenship. But after that first year, if they have not registered for this program and they are picked up, they're deported. We gave you a chance to be legal here in the United States to work. You're gone. If you're deported and you come back and we catch you again, you're going to prison for 5 years. End of discussion. So, big carrot and then a stick. I think a lot of people who've come here, obviously it's good for them to come here. It's beneficial for them to come here because they keep coming. if we just make it legal, if our elected officials would just do their jobs to create a program that benefits American citizens and the people who come here and work, this problem goes away. So, elected officials, whatever your agenda is that keeps you from solving this problem, you need to solve this problem, or we need to find new elected officials. Have a good day.